Who is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and why is he so important for the future of Bitcoin, crypto, and NFTs? As always, guys, make sure to share this video, like it, and help push it out because this is very important. As you know, United States of America is in absolute shambles with this current administration. And I'm not saying that previous administrations are innocent, okay? And when we talk about politics, it gets really heated because people think that there's one side versus the other side, and it's literally not. Public servants are put into office to do a job, to represent the public. They're supposed to serve us. And just because you disagree on maybe a red issue or a blue issue doesn't mean that's a bad person. Doesn't mean we should be disagreeing with people. The name of their game is to divide us. But at the end of the day, we need to be concerned with our future because it impacts our kids, it impacts our families, our communities, etc. And voting for the right person can be a little bit complex. So we're going to talk about who Mr. Robert is and his stance on crypto, because as it stands right now, with the Restrict Act, with the CBDC incoming, inflation, all of the insanity happening with our monetary system, I want somebody in office who is possibly pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin. But at the same time, just because I want somebody in office who is pro-Bitcoin doesn't mean that they're a good person. So let's talk a little bit about Mr. Robert, and let's also talk a little bit about what he said on Twitter and why it relates to Bitcoin. Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. is a nephew of JFK. Yes, I know a lot of people love JFK, but at the same time, he was not a great person, okay? And this goes to say with a lot of the other politicians. However, could have been the lesser of two evils, and that's kind of what we want, right? Well, I don't know. I'm just here to give you the... He's also been an environmental lawyer in the United States of America, which is important because this directly relates to Bitcoin. Mainstream media like to say that Bitcoin is bad for the environment, when in reality, we know it's necessarily not. It does leave a carbon footprint, but it's not as bad as they say. And according to his Wikipedia, this man is an advocate for children and also an advocate for health, doing your due diligence, etc. And that aspect I like, but he's still a kid. Now I'm going to read you the tweet that he posted, and it's pretty long, so stay with me here. The claim that FedNow is not the first step toward a CBDC would be more easily digestible were we not aware of the Biden administration's steady barrage of hostile broadsides against cryptocurrencies. He's 100% right here. We all know that FedNow is going to usher in a CBDC. But this administration and previous administrations is not telling us this. What politicians like to do is they like to push through information and not really talk about what their intent is. And we've seen this with different bills that they're trying to pass. The Restrict Act, which was also known as the TikTok ban, wasn't about banning TikTok. It was about banning tech, i.e. cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, NFTs, access to your money, because that's what that technology does. I'm going to read on. Between 2008 to 2022, the Fed partnered with a handful of big banks to print 10 trillion, 10 centuries of wealth in 15 years, a bonanza for the banksters. 100% right. We have been printing money like crazy, $10 trillion. And who pays this? The taxpayer, you and me. We're the ones that are held responsible for our public servants' actions. However, just because he's saying this doesn't mean he's a good guy. Just pointing out what he's saying. This part is important. I love it. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin give the public an escape route from the splatter zone when this bubble invariably bursts. Yes. So the White House is colluding with the banksters to keep us all trapped in the bubble of profiting and control. 100% correct. Absolutely correct. The banks do not want cryptocurrency. They don't want Bitcoin because it goes against their narrative and their profit margin. And the banks are the ones that are lobbying and funding all these actions against cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Bitcoin allows you to be your own bank. Crypto provides solutions for the unbanked and provides a lot of really amazing services. And NFTs allow you to actually have ownership of your IRL assets. An NFT basically is a token that lives on the blockchain that shows you have ownership to a particular piece of art, etc. And it's a big deal. We don't need the government necessarily meddling too much in this stuff. We deserve to have access of our own money and items. Now he's talking about a crypto person here. Sorry, I stuttered. In his February 8th post on Pirate Wires, Nick Carter describes how the White House has organized bankers to participate in a sophisticated, widespread crackdown to destroy the crypto industry. Carter describes 15 incidents where President Biden has FDIC, OCC, and DOJ to force crypto-friendly banks to close their doors to crypto firms since December 3rd. And we saw this with a lot of the bank failures. Mainstream media blamed the bank failures on crypto when in fact it was a banking failure and an inflation failure and public servant failure. All right, where was I? The recent crackdown on crypto blocks, exit ramps, removes alternative rails, and strengthens government controls over both of the financial and political systems. He's 100% correct here. We should be wary since the CBDCs are the ultimate mechanisms for social surveillance and control. As Balazs said, the distinction between FedNow and a CBDC is important from a technical standpoint, but not from civil liberty standpoint. Balazs compares FedNow to a virus that has evolved to evade recognition by changing its sequence without really changing its function. 100% nailed it here. Now, are you going to be voting for Mr. Kennedy? Or what are your guys' thoughts on this? Me personally, y'all know me, I'm right down the little middle, live free, harm none, protect our babes. But now we have somebody who is pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin, that's actually speaking out against these predatory actions. What do you guys think? Comment, like, and share. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.